Hello friends, how are you all? I hope so all are good. So let's start our today class. Today topic is sieving. Yesterday we will finish with hand picking, threshing and winnowing. These are the method of separation. So today also this sieving is also the method of separation. So let me start with the sieving. Separation of substance chapter going on, and the topic is method of separation. So next method is sieving. Wish to prepare a dish, so we have to remove impurities. Yes, when we want to make, you can say when we want to make chapati at our home, so our mother will sieve the flour because there are so many impurities in our flour also. So we will sieve the flour. So impurities left over in the sieve and pure form of wheat, or you can say soft, or you can say purely wheat flour will remain on our bucket, or you can say in which container you have to have it. Wish to prepare a dish, so we have to remove impurities and burn that may be present. If we want to wish to make any dish, so we have to sieve the flour. So we have to sieve the flour to remove the impurities, and burn that may be present, and the burn that may be present. Well, by which we can do these things? By using a sieve, we have to sieve our flour. By using a sieve, we have to sieving our flour, or whatever you want to sieve. So by using a sieve, we have to separate the impurities from our material. Sieve allows the fine particles to pass through the hole of sieve, while the bigger impurities remain on the sieve. When we will sieve anything or any material by using the method of sieving, so the fine particles are passed through the sieve because there are so many small holes. Like this is your sieve. I think so it will look like this. So the fine particles will pass through these fine holes, and the bigger impurities will left over in the sieve. So we will get a pure mixture of our material. By using this sieving method. Allow fine particles to pass through the holes of sieve, while the bigger impurities remain on the sieve. Because bigger impurities will not allow to pass through the holes, so they will remain in the sieve, and that's why we will get our material in the pure form. Clear all of you till here? In a flour mill, are you visiting any flour mill? Can you see any flour mill? There are very large, huge number of sieving which are sieve our flour and then pack in packets, and you can say like Ashirvad atta and all these things will come at our home, or you can say shops. So in a flour mill, impurities like husk, stone are removed from wheat before grinding it, because when we grind the wheat, firstly we have to clear the wheat from is there any husk or any stone or any pebbles, so there may be no impurities in our wheats. So in our flour mills also, impurities are removed from wheat before grinding it, because our material will be neat and clean, so that the shopkeeper will purchase our material. So in our flour mill also, this method is used to remove the impurities from the wheat which is used in making flour, but before grinding the wheats. Clear to all of you? Sieving is very important method. Because in flour mill also they use this method to remove the impurities from the wheat to make the flour neat and clean, so that there is no impurities in our flour which we will eat at our home. Clear? Next, a bag of full wheat is poured on a slanting sieve. The sieving remove piece of stone, husk and stalk and husk that may still remaining with the wheat after threshing and winnowing. Yes, yesterday we will learn two method of separation. First is threshing and second is winnowing. These two also are used to clean the wheat. These two methods are also used to remove the impurities from wheat. Yes, remember. So, but then also we have to apply the sieving method to clear the wheat. Why? Because sieving method is very pure method to remove all impurities from our material. because when a bag full of wheat is throwing on a slanting, you can say right here, slanting sieve like this. This is like this. This is a slanting sieve. So we will throw wheat on this. So then the removal of the impurities like stone, husk and stalk on it, and the remaining pure form of wheat will go under in a container. That's why after these methods also we will apply the sieving method to remove all kind of impurities from the wheat. Clear here? Because sieving method is very important method to clean the all impurities from our wheat, because threshing also used for clean the wheat and winnowing also used to remove the impurities from the wheat. But after applying these two methods also, we will apply the sieving method to remove all kind of impurities from the wheat. Okay, clear? Is there any doubt? So next is at construction sites also. This is also very important point. At construction sites also, to separate pebbles and stone from the sand. If you visit any construction site, or you can say when a house is under the construction, then the labor will do on a work on a this much large, you can just slant, this much large slant sieving. They will put the material on it and like pushing the all, that's so that the all pebbles and stone will remain on the sieve and the pure form of the material will remain in the container. So this sieving is also used at the construction sites also. Clear? Firstly in the wheat and flour mills, and secondly at the construction sites. Clear? Only two. Wait, I am making some space here. So congested. So yes, two places where we use sieving. So important. First at flour mill, okay, and second at construction sites. For at our flour mill, after using two methods of separation, then we will use this sieving. That's why we can say sieving method is very pure form of to separate the mixture, or you can say components of mixture very importantly. At construction sites also, separate pebbles and stone from the sand. Okay, last and the important point, different size of particle must be there. Sieving is only applied when different size of particles are there. If the same size of particle have in mixture of components, then sieving method will not applicable there. So, okay, let me give you example. Let's perform activity. You will sieve the floor in your classroom. Take some floor from at your home and sieve the floor in your classroom. So, impurities will remain in the sieving. Okay. So, impurities will remain at the sieving. Okay. Sieving is applied, correct. Oh, at the floor system, but when you mix a chalk powder with the flour, mix some chalk powder with flour, then also you will apply the sieving to separate these mixture. Can you apply the sieving method to separate the chalk and flour mixture? No, you will not apply sieving method to separate the chalk powder and the flour powder, because both are having the same size of particles, So for applying sieving method, we need different size of particles. The most important line for sieving method is size of particles should be different. One is bigger and one is smaller. Same size of particle will not separate by using the sieving method. Clear to all of you? Let's take a review. We will use sieving at the two places, at the flour mill and at the construction site. At flour mill, you will remove the impurities from wheat, and at the construction site, you will use sieving method to remove the pebbles and stone from the set. How this method will perform? By using a sieving, by using a sieve. We will use the sieve to remove the impurities. Pure form of material will pass through the fine particles of the sieve, and the impurities will remain on the upper part of the sieve. Clear? Okay, let's take a look here. So our next topic is sedimentation, decantation and filtration. These are also three main topics of this chapter: sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Okay, not possible to separate components of mixture by winnowing and hand picking. Sometimes there are some mixture which are not able to separate by using the method of separation, which I have already studied in our in last video and before this topic also. So some components of mixture are not possible to separate by using winnowing and hand picking. So what we have to use the methods to separate these type of mixture. So we have to use to separate this type of mixture: sedimentation, decantation and filtration. Okay, let me give you example. To when you want to cook some rice or some pulses, so there are some dust particles in the rice, or you can say some pebbles, stone or stalk are also present, which are very small in size, So these are not able to remove by using the method of separation like winnowing, threshing, hand picking, or you can say sieving. So what we will do then we will wash our rice again and again. If we wash our rice again and again, then there is a loss of nutrients also. Then there is a loss of nutrition also. So we want that type of method to remove the impurities from the rice, that there is no loss of nutrition also, and there will be no sand, or you can say no impurities will left in our material. So we will use the rice to wash with the water. Firstly, when we use the water to wash our rice, the first throw away the water will have the all dust particle inside the water, and we will throw away that water. We will throw away that water because that water is totally dusty. All dust of the rice, all dust which are present in our rice will be washed away with that water, and there are become two parts. By doing this process, there are two parts. Firstly is rice which are washed, and second is that water which is dusty. We will left with two parts. Firstly is washed rice and second is dusty water. Clear? If we wash our rice with water, then we will left with two parts. First is washed rice and second is dusty water. So, what is sedimentation and what is decantation? When the heavier component in a mixture settle after water is added to it. When a heavier component in a mixture settle after water is added to it. When we add water to rice became heavier and they will settle down like this is the container, water, and these are the rice. So when we throw away the water, we will left only the rice, because rice is heavier than water. So rice became settled down in the container and water will come upside. So with the thing with mixture settled after water is added to it is called sedimentation. The heavier component, which is the heavier component, settle in the container, will perform the sedimentation process. And the heavier component in a mixture settle after water is added to it, then this process is known as sedimentation. Sedimentona, that means sedimentation. It will settle in the container, settle down in the container. When the water along with the dust is removed, that is called decantation. The dusky water when removed from the rice, this process is also known as decantation. So there are so many processes which are used in our kitchen also. So a household, or you can say housemaker woman, can perform all these processes in their kitchen. So when the water along with the dust is removed, the process is known as decantation, because water is lighter than rice, so it will come up, and rice is heavier as compared to water, so rice will settle down in the container. So they are performed two processes. First is sedimentation and second is decantation. Clear to all of you? When we wash our rice, the rice will settle down in the container and water will come upside. So when we remove the water from the rice, the process is decantation, and we left with this heavier, or you can say washed rice, the process is sedimentation. Clear? So one example is there. I am drawing some glass containers. My drawing is so poor, so please don't laugh, just understand the concept only. This is the first container, which having the mixture of soil plus water, After some time, we will pour this mixture. This is the first container, which is here. This is the first container. We will pour this container into the other container. So firstly, the pure form of water will come in this. And the undissolved material will left in the first container as it is. Okay. This is the sand particles which are settled down, because sand is much heavier as compared to water. So sand will settle down here and water will come upside, and water will easily pour into the other, or you can say second container, and we will left with the undissolved material. Okay. Clear up to here? Mixture of two liquids. Some more example of sedimentation and decantation. I know you are so intelligent, you can easily understand by one example, but I want to give some other examples also. Mixture of two liquids that do not mix with each other. So if there are two liquids which are not miscible with each other, give me an example of two liquids which are miscible with each other. Yes? Any guesses? So, no. Mixture of two liquids that do not mix with each other are oil and water. First example is oil and water. When you add some oil and water, then oil will make a separate layer on the glass of the water, or you can bucket like this is the water. So oil will make a separate layer in the water. This is oil. Oil will make a separate layer in water. So if the mixture of such liquid is allowed to stand for some time, if we left the material, or you can say if we left the mixture for some time, then they form two layers separately. Yes, you are easily seen here. This is the water, and this layer is of the oil, and this is of the water. So they form two layers, first layer and the second layer. So we will remove the top layer easily by using the decantation method. So here also we will use decantation method to remove the impurities, or you can say to separate the two mixture of components. Okay. Component of mixture we will separate by using decantation of oil and water. Clear to all of you? Okay, let's perform at your home also. When you're taking a bath, mix some oil in your bath water. So oil will form a layer on the topmost layer of your water, and you will easily separate out the oil from the water. Don't perform it. Okay. Clear up to here? Now next topic is filtration. Take a look. So our next topic is filtration. We will left over with the filtration topic, because sedimentation and decantation already done. So let me take example of some solid and liquid. Up to sedimentation and decantation, we will take example of liquids. So now example of solid and liquids is tea. We will when we will make tea, we will want to remove the tea leaves from the tea. Yes. So we will use the sieving, or you can say strainer. Why we don't use the decantation method to remove the tea leaves? Why we don't use the decantation method to remove the tea leaves? When we use strainer to remove the tea leaves Decantation. Why will not use the decantation method to remove the tea leaves? Pour the tea through a strainer. All leaves left over in a strainer is called filtration method. Okay, let me explain you in detail. When we make a tea, we will strain our tea through a sieving, or you can say we will use decantation method. So in decantation method, we will study that remove the topmost layer of the liquid by decantation method. But then also there are some pores in the liquid of tea leaves. They are very small in size and they will come with the water also. So that's why we will not use the decantation method to remove the tea leaves from the tea. Clear? Now pour the tea through a strainer. We always use a strainer to filter our tea leaves from the mixture of tea. We always use that strainer to remove the leftover tea in our tea solution by using strainer is known as filtration. It means if we want to remove impurities which are small in size, so we have to use the filtration method to remove the impurities. Okay, let me explain the filtration method. Look here, my drawing is so poor, so please don't make laugh, just understand the concept. By using a filter paper, a term I said filter paper. How many of you are aware about the use of filter paper in labs? This is the filter paper having some small pores on it, very small pores of it, which are helping remove the impurities from the solution. We have to firstly fold like this, then this, and then we will make a cone of the filter paper. This is the proper method to use the cone of the filter paper in our lab. So, and this is the filter paper in a cone. This is the filter paper. Well, we through any mixture pass through this filter paper, impurities left over here, and only pure solution, you can say pure solution will left in the container. Only pure solution will left over in the container and the impurities are left over in the filter paper. So let's perform an activity. You can perform the activity at your home also. You can perform this activity at your home also. So we have to filter the mixture, components of mixture, like having you can say which example we have to take. Any guesses? So we have to take the example of tea. Again tea, because it is very commonly used in homes also. No? All of you are about the tea. Some of are fond of tea drinking. Yes. So now when you having a solution of tea and tea leaves. Okay, you will prepare a tea and you want to strain the tea leaves from there. You can say remove the tea leaves from the tea. So what we have to do? We have to perform some activity. We will put a filter paper in a cone. We have to put a filter paper in a cone and put the cone like this way. You have to set up this thing in your lab. We will put the tea mixture in this. Tea leaves will remain in the filter paper and only pure solution of tea will left over in the container. So this is the use of the filter paper. Or you can say our water supply. Sometimes there are very paddy or you can say very dusty water will come at our home. So our mother said use a cloth to filter the paper. Use a cloth to filter the water. Dusky water or you can say paddy water, and then you can say. So sometimes at our home we will get a very bad supply of water and our mother said use a cloth to filter the filter the water. But then also there are some impurities left over in our water. So by using the cloth, the water will never completely filter. So scientists will discover the filter paper to filter the solution completely. So that's the reasons why we use filter paper, because cloth is not only the cloth is the alternate method to filter the water, or you can say dusty things, or you can say impurities from the solution. Because when the water come at our home, we don't have the filter paper. No? At our home, filter paper are not you can say available. So we will use the cloth because cloths having some pores, some little pores, or you can say like cloths are made up of like this. When we study the fiber and fabric, we will understand the structure of cloths. So there are some little pores by which the only pure water will fall down and impurities will left over in the cloths. So this is the process of clean the water by using the cloths, and the process is known as filtration. This is the filter paper. Other example of filtration will be paneer. When our milk, when we need some paneer, we will add some lemon juice in our milk. Don't add, mother will beat you very badly. So when we add some lemon juice, in our milk, then it will become paneer, fatty, or you can say undissolved solution of water and milk and some semi-solid things. So we will strain this solution also through a cloth or a strainer, not with the filter paper, with a strainer or a cloth by which the liquid will fall down and only the semi-solid, you can say paneer, with leftover, and we will get the tasty paneer. Juices also, fruit juices. Another example of filtration is juices. Vegetable or fruit juices also strained by you can say strainer also, sieving also. We will left over with the residue which is not useful, and we will drink the pure form of juice. Paneer and juice are also the paneer, juice and tea. These three are the main example of filtration method. So today we will done here filtration, sedimentation and decantation. These three methods are very useful to separate the mixture, sedimentation, decantation and filtration. And firstly we will finish with our method of separation. So our topics, we will left with evaporation, condensation. One more class will be there for this chapter, a lengthy chapter. Then we will come to the exercise. Clear? Up to here, if you have any doubt, you will comment me. I will clear your doubt anyhow. So is there any problem? I think so there is no problem. Filter paper uses, and this is the filtration method. We will put the filter paper in the cone. Pure form of solution will be collected in the container, and the residue impurities will left over the filter paper. Filter paper, how we fold like this? Firstly we have this and this. So for today this is enough. Revise it, because after only one class will be there. Then we will revise the exercise of this chapter. So revise the exercise chapter till here. Thank you.